Hello again, everyone. Todd Michael Putnam from Creative Adventure Tables bringing you another adventure table idea, and this is the Isle of Three Towers. The Isle of Three Towers. So this is a remote island out in the ocean, and what we have on it here is something that you would never see anyplace else. There is, in this one here, there's a pirate ship that's docked here, and then right next to the pirate ship is a high-class merchant ship. And then right next to the high-class merchant ship is a smuggler's ship, one that deals in ill-gotten goods and stuff. What could they all possibly have in common that they would show up to one same port openly and not have fights break out or some kind of violence or something occur? And it's because they're at the one place that has the money to draw them in and the power to keep them calm. And that is the Isle of Three Towers. In the Isle of Three Towers, these reclusive wizards are here that engage in all kinds of magical arcane research that nobody else knows what it is. It's very mysterious. And the reason nobody knows what they're researching is because they put out requests for all kinds of different exotic and common items. Things that need to be stolen, things that are super hard to find and rare, things that are greatly opulent and cost tremendous amounts of money, things that are completely commonplace like wools and silks or petty gems and stuff. And the reason that they want all of it is because when they bring it all in, that way no one on any of the ships has any idea what the wizards are actually focusing on. The rumor is that the wizards probably throw 95% of it out or don't even use what it is. But because they pull it all in, they can extract just the few things that they need from the list of stuff that they purchased, and no one will know what they're actually working on. So it's a great mystery what it is that the Isle of Three Towers, what they're researching. But everybody shows up and does business with them because the wizards have this fabulous reserve of wealth, apparently, to be able to pay them. And so they show up and they get the goods and they show up and they don't get into fights because none of that isn't tolerated on the Isle. You could quickly find your ship literally sunk at the bottom of the harbor should you decide to engage in some kind of roughhousing or violence or whatever while you're here. So everybody knows it's a no-fly zone when you're here at the tower, at the Isle of Three Towers. Is you just want to play by the rules, go offload your stuff, take your payment, and away you go. And as far as how the players would happen, what would happen there? Well, the players, if they're interested in investigating the Isle of Three Towers and figuring out what they're researching or trying to steal some of that vast wealth, they're going to have to find their way onto one of these three ships. So they could hire themselves, or not hire, but they could earn their way onto a pirate ship and engage in piracy for some time, and eventually when they've earned the trust of the crew and the crew comes to the Isle of Three Towers, that'll get them there. Or they could just be out and out good sailors and they go into a high-class merchant ship and they just protect it from pirates and stuff, and they make sure that they learn all their sailing skills, and so they can be valued crew members, and eventually they might get called to the Isle of Three Towers. Or also they could be on a smuggler's ship. And so they have to learn about stealth and deception and basically how to steal things and how to avoid contact with the law and all that other kind of stuff. And eventually they earn their way onto the ship as being, yes, these are good valued crew members, we can trust them. And when they get brought to the Isle of Three Towers, they can then sneak their way off. So one way or the other, depending on how they want to go about it, they have to earn their way onto a ship's crew. And even though this is set up here with the island and everything, all you'd have to do is take away this middle section right here, this set right there, and the other two ships, and then you turn the ship center, and you can use the ship out in the ocean to have all kinds of ocean adventures on this half of the board. So you could have, they could fight sea monsters, there could be flying creatures that are against them, they could go into combat with other ships, say pirates attacking them, either rival pirates or pirates going after the merchant ships, privateers going after the pirates. Anything could happen there. Royal naval vessels that come to board them to see whether or not there's any ill-gotten, gains or booty that's on the ships. So there's all kinds of adventures that you can have on the ocean itself first. And then you've got all the NPC interactions where they come out here onto the ship's docks. And they're never met by the wizards themselves. Here, they're met by this young child and this old woman who apparently live in this little small shack. But the thing that's odd about it is this same young child and old woman have been coming out for as long as any of the crews can remember, 20 plus years. They've been the ones who would come out and deal with the ships and tell people what they want, and offload stuff, and make the payments. But they've never aged, either one of them, a day. The child is still a child, even though for 20 plus years they've been coming out. The old person is still the same old person. They haven't aged a day in all of that time. But both of them seem to have this great wisdom and knowledge behind them, that they're very much keenly intelligent adults, even though their appearance seems to say otherwise. So that's one other mystery, that the players will get to do some NPC reactions for, or social dialogue, to find out what's going on. How could they be eternally this way, or seemingly eternally this way, and what their role is and how they got on the island. Are they among the wizards themselves? Are they people that have been cursed or somehow blessed by the wizards to do what they're doing? That's a mystery that they can find out. And then each of the towers has its own mystery inside of it that you could have. Like this one appears to be an observation, so this might have to do with astronomy or up in the heavens and things like that. This other one that's down low here, it might have more to do with like burials and graves and internments, and possibly researching in the undead or things of that nature. And then this one over here could have anything in it, any kind of research whatsoever. It could be in abjurations or anything like that. But the secrets that the towers contain is what the players would discover. And of course, because these towers have multiple levels to it, each level of the towers could have its own secret that's going on that the players have to unravel. So, and the way you play that out is you take the internal circles. I don't have it here right with me now, but the internal circles here, that you just pull those out and you set it on the map. Again, take away the ship, put on the map, and as they go up each floor, you just change out the floor and the scenery that's in there, and you play it out that way. Just like I said in one of the previous videos I was talking about. You just lay the internal floors out ahead in here on the table itself, and run it that way. So as far as what this is all made from, a lot of this is WizKids. This is really a WizKids table for the most part. All three of these ships are the Falling Star sailing ship, but they've been repainted. This one here is mostly the stock colors, but I had it repainted, so it's got, you see there's some red going on in the back there, and the rails have been repainted a little bit different colors and stuff. So it's still pretty stock, but a little bit different. This one I had painted up a little bit better, so it's got like the green trim to it, and the green trim around the back end of it as well. And so it presents itself as more of like a high-class merchant type vessel. But again, it's the same WizKids sailing, Falling Star sailing vessel. And then lastly, I had a pirate ship done up with getting the sails kind of blackened, and dark brown around the trim and stuff like that, and kind of dirtied up the front end of it there, so it looked like it's been through some seriously rough times. So as opposed to, for example, you can see the lighter color that this is, more shiny looking. So those are the WizKids Falling Star sailing ships. The battle mat underneath for them is the WizKids Ocean mat. The battle mat on this side for the ground is the WizKids Grassland mat that you get there. And then these are their two towers. This is the D&D Icons of the Realm tower here that's been available for some time. And then this one, I have an extra layer. Normally it's only 3 levels high, but this is the new D&D watch, excuse me, not D&D, the new WizKids Watchtower, which it comes with 3 levels, but I've also got, WizKids sent me the extra add-ons to it, so I was able to get that to be four stories tall, and you can just keep building that up if you want. And then I used the extra story for a smaller building there. So most of that's the WizKids stuff, and then the rest of it is mostly Monster Fight Club. So the trees here, like these red fir trees, and this orange autumn colored trees, and the pine trees and stuff back there, that's all Monster Fight Club. The cobblestone walkway, I love these things. I am so happy with them. These are the neoprene mat ones. They're fantastic. Those are also Monster Fight Club. And if you flip them over on the other side, it's got river stuff on there. So those are really great. Love those. And then also these rocks here These are part of the rock sets or the hill sets that they have. Those are also all Monster Fight Club. And then lastly, the docks are not from Monster Fight Club. I just got them off of Etsy, and you just do a search for 28 millimeter docks. And these are basically like balsa wood docks that threw together. So throw all that together, and you come up with a pretty epic looking adventure. So that is the Isle of Three Towers. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Channel's closing in on, it might actually surpass 2,500 subscribers. So thank you all so much for that. Appreciate your support. Please leave some comments about what you think about this build and the others, and or any other things you'd like to see. And I'll see you guys next adventure. Take care. Bye.